Well, let me just say for the record that I've been wanting to do an interview about how much I love Paul Schneider for a very long time. What really makes Paul stand apart is how articulate he is when speaking about his designers. He's really able to kind of identify what makes every designer special.
He is so interested in kind of like the big picture of each person. So from their taste to their inspiration to the actual product that they're making, he wants to know as much about it as he can.
My dad is my hero, for sure. I'm so in awe of what he's done, coming from being a potter to now having this very successful jewelry store.
I think because Paul is also an artist, he genuinely cares about the story behind the maker. It feels like he wants to share your story and, hopefully sell some jewelry in the process.
My dad was a potter. Pottery was kind of his life when he was younger. My mom, who was a weaver, they started to sell his work and other people's work, and that kind of evolved. And they started a store called Clay Trade. Then once they started to realize they weren't only selling pots and clay work anymore, they've switched the name to Twists because they were selling everyday objects with a twist. And that's evolved into more jewelry. My dad's definitely a craftsman, an artist, and I think jewelry just stems from that for him.
I think Paul's openness to all things creative and all things beautiful is what's incredible about that store and what's incredible about that business.
The store shows how thoughtful Paul and Lauren are about everything that they do. It looks different than other stores. It's down to earth, it's low key, but it's refined and classy and eclectic.
And I think everything that he brings to the store and his attention to detail is also translated into every part of the way he lives his life.
My dad is constantly inviting different designers over to the house. He's just a very, very generous and gracious host.
I was really welcomed in, and he cooks these amazing dinners. We picked things from the garden, and he baked pies. I mean, it was just beautiful, and I was like, you can bake pies?
He has so many people in his life that look to him as, whether a father figure or best friend, so he has constantly people calling him for advice.
To me, it always feels like he knows everything about everything. So I pretty much just take his advice about all subjects. Especially in my earlier years, he did give me a lot of feedback and guidance. He really became a mentor and a guardian angel for me.
Paul is carrying a wide range of designers. He's carrying big brands, he's carrying people that are just getting their feet wet, and he treats everybody equally. He wants to invest in you as an artist and invest in your business.
We've started to do this designer video series. He had this idea that he wanted to tell the story behind the pieces. This is an example of another way that he really wants to connect the customer with the designer.
One of the reasons why people have so much respect for Paul is that Paul continues to invest in the jewelry that he believes in. He invests in the inventory. He invests in the brands. He invests in his commitment.
It couldn't be more fitting for Paul to receive the Cindy Edelstein Award. Paul embodies all of the things that Cindy cared about. A true investment in designers, a love and investment in the couture community, giving back.
Cindy had a generosity of spirit and a dedication to designers and a love for this industry that was really intense and genuine and sweet, and I think Paul is very similar in the same regard. Paul has so much knowledge from really listening to designers throughout the years and working with different types of people and different types of companies that he's so generous in sharing his knowledge, and that's rare.
I'm an only child, so growing up, Twist was like my only sibling. So I spent a lot of my childhood at Twist, and in that environment, surrounded by art and surrounded by jewelry and surrounded by artists. I'm so thankful for that constantly, to have grown up with creativity around me.
The amazing thing about jewelry is that it is so personal, and you are trying to tell a story with it. Paul is so good at helping us as designers tell those stories, and I think he's really amazing at connecting with people on that emotional level. You can really feel how much he cares and how passionate he is about what he does, and I think it inspires everyone around him.